Hi, Maddie.
Hi.
We meet for the first time in Zoom today. I'm Amanda. You are Maddie. I like for people I talk to introduce themselves. So, how do you feel about just introducing yourself instead of me sort of reading a bio of who you are? Do you want to just tell us who you are and what you do? And then I have some fun questions for you.
Yeah. So my name is Mattie Lott. I'm from Kingsport, Tennessee, born and raised here. Um, I have a undergraduate degree in marketing from ETSU and a master's of science digital marketing from ETSU as well. I just actually got finished with it. I want to say, what is today, the 5th? Yeah, a year ago, yesterday actually is when I graduated. So I've just been rolling with the punches. I've had a little bit of experience doing different business things. I've learned a lot from my dad because he's the one who created Swing Lab Sim. And
Mm-hmm.
it was a lot of fun because I got to help him with the social media aspect because I think it was 21 range is when he started building everything. And 2022 in February when we opened, I looked at him and I was like, you have no social media presence. And he was like, it's not that big a deal. Just word of mouth. It's gonna be great. I was like, no, 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 no. Let me teach you. So I took over and did all of his social media for him. So it was nice to get that experience when I was in undergrad and graduate. But it was kind of challenging this time last year because that's when everything started going down. April 26th, range 22nd, something like that. He went to his primary doctor, and that's when everything started going downhill because he had diverticulitis. And he thought he was having one of his spells of just go to the primary, get antibiotics, take care of it within a week. And no, it turned into what we found out on May 1st was colon cancer. And at that point, it was stage 3.
Mm.
And he had a bunch of iron infusions because his iron was super duper low and had all these different procedures to look in specifically, and they found it was colon cancer. So he had the primary mass removed, luckily, and by that point it was stage 4. And luckily he didn't have to have chemotherapy because that was like a big concern of his.
Mm-hmm.
But he did have Keytruda, so it was a little less invasive, and he got to keep his hair because he was known for his hair. And
Oh, I love that.
it was so funny because I'll never forget. I came in one day to like check on him, and he was like, "I don't have to have chemotherapy." I said, "Great." He goes, "No, you don't understand. I was going to get like little bandanas and go on all out." He goes, "And I was gonna have you crochet me some little hats and stuff because that's one of my big hobbies." And I was like, but I mean, the good thing about him when he was going through it, he had such a high spirit about everything and made
Mm.
jokes and everything. But unfortunately, August 5th, it just every by that point everything had gone everywhere in his body, and he passed away around like 3 o'clock that afternoon. But yeah, I had him, of course, like in my thoughts all the time. But I like my whole entire life, I've always had him in the back of my head, saying all the different things that he taught me when I was growing up. And one of the big things he always said, never look at challenges as a bad thing. Look at them as opportunities to enhance yourself and grow as a person
Mm.
and see where you can take it. And when like after he died and we were getting everything in order, I just heard that in the back of my head, and I looked at my mom and I was like, I can't lab. It means so much to the community and so much to us. I can't let it go. So I told her, I was
Mm.
like, can I go over it? And she was like, yes, he would absolutely adore that. So that's how I kind of transitioned into that. So it's been interesting, but very fun because he taught me everything for that simulator. Because, I mean, when I started playing golf, I was a little middle schooler, and we all know middle schoolers, they're just like, I'm not doing this, and they'll bounce back and forth all the time. So I never really took it seriously, and he helped me get back into it as like breaks for when I was doing my master's program. And that's also partly why I wanted to keep the lab so much, is because he would literally stop the world to make sure I was okay. He did
Mm.
that a lot for like everyone that he cared about. So that environment of the lab, yes, it's golf, but it's a lot more than just golf. It's a place
Oh.
for love and community and to help because I mean, I've had people that I've like when I was maybe like 13 the last time I saw them, they've come up to me now and they're like, "Listen, your dad did all these things for me." And they start telling me like all how they were impacted and all this. And like, yes, I was surprised, but at the same time I wasn't because
Hmm.
he would like if he saw someone on the side of the road that he's hasn't seen in 10 years, he would stop and help them. He
Mm.
was that kind of a man. And I just wanted to create it to get his legacy more than what he already intended to because he was very much a I'm going to work and work and work for other people so that way they don't have to worry about anything. So I wanted to continue on his legacy with it.
Mm. I just like I got full body chills when you said see where you can take it. And I was just like, oh, that's what you're doing. You're like seeing where you can take this. And that is such a beautiful thing. I have a little bit of a confession.
Okay.
I don't play golf.
That's fine. No,
Um,
it's
Denise
an
like
interesting
loved
industry.
your like she loved your dad so much and just had a special relationship with him and loved what this swing lab sim was doing. And she recently said, "Hey, I'd love for you to help me out with Green Pro and some of the work we're doing." And we just know each other and we work really well together. But you make me want to play golf. Like, I don't even live in Tennessee, and I like want to go to the swing lab and play golf. So,
Anytime, come on.
it sounds like such a special place. Do you remember when he was creating the business? Do you remember what it was like watching him overcome those challenges and like probably I'm sure he had a vision for
He
the
did.
place and you just kind of watched that unfold and like tell us about the swing lab. Tell us what it's like and what that is, what that vision was and also what you've turned it into in the last year.
Yeah. So he was the type of person that somewhat like a trendsetter. Like on like
Mm,
Instagram and TikTok and everything, that one person has a one idea and then it just explodes. He
yeah.
always sometimes he wanted to do that and then other times he would just be doing his own thing and that's what it turned into. So it was kind of a mix between that and for the first time, I thought he was crazy because down here in the South at this point, simulators were not a thing. It was very big up north. And I was
Yeah.
like, what are you doing? And I was like, okay. And I just slowly watched him get everything together because he was very fascinated with how things worked and
Mm-hmm.
why things
Ooh,
happen.
I love that.
So he dove in so like beyond like I was like, man, you're obsessed. And he's like, well, I'm a goth addict, so here we go. Um,
I love
but
that.
he like one time I came back from class one day just to like check in, see everybody, and he was like, hey, I want to show you this. I was like, okay. He started showing me all the unicorn stuff that he was researching and doing, and I was like, that is just one program and one camera. He goes, oh yeah. And I started looking into it with him and I was like, oh, this is gonna blow up. So
Wow.
when
He
he was
was
building everything,
right.
he wanted, and I thought he was kind of crazy, but the more I've like researched everything and looked into the industry, it kind of
Yeah.
makes sense. He wanted, say, Tiger Woods walked into the simulator. He
Yeah.
wanted everything to be top of the top to where the only questions or concern Tiger would have is, well, what club am I going to do right now? So his vision just exploded with everything he has in there because we have the Unicore IXO monitor
Yeah.
and GS Pro software. And you can play literally any golf course in the world, except copyrights are the only issues I've come to know with because one day, oh, a phenomenal course will be there, and the next it could just disappear because of copyright. So that's
Oh
always
yeah.
been a fun
Huh.
little game. Um,
It's the challenge of the sport, right? It's like one day you
yeah,
play and the weather's beautiful, and one day you play and it's not.
but yeah, so he wanted to curate it to where if you and a couple of your buddies wanted to come in there and just play Augusta just for fun for a couple hours,
Hmm.
you could do that. Or if you're new to the sport and you need an in-depth lesson, he wanted to provide an environment for that. And
Mm.
he, as I said before, doing all the in depth of, well, why is this occurring? How do we fix that? He taught himself a lot of that too, and was on the PGA Pro level of teaching. He just the only thing he had to do was get certified, and he just didn't want to do that.
It's
That's
too
how
much.
like
He was having too much fun in the lab.
oh I don't because see it was funny because he initially started this business as a hobby, and then he was
Yeah.
like, well, wait. I can make this go places, and I was like, "Oh God, you were literally a golf addict. I can't." Um, but it it really helps curate everything to, well, why am I doing what I'm doing and how do I fix it? So he
Hmm.
wanted to have people have the aha moments, and he wanted to do it in
Mm.
a way to where it's so relaxed and welcoming.
Mm.
But yeah, and he really curated the what like the small town small business environment because he didn't want you to feel like you're going to like some big corporate thing to where you walk in and they are just like, oh yeah, your money to us. He wanted you to feel special and wanted you to feel like family when you walked in.
Mm. Mm.
And he created that environment with every single customer he came in because like I'll have people that I meet all the time that they're like, oh yeah, I used to come in here with your dad all the time and they'll tell me all these stories and I'm like, "Oh." So I've taken that and continued it on because his business models and how he set everything up, I'm like, same. We're not changing a thing. The only difference that I wanted to do was bring a fresher, younger perspective to everything and try to advance and open up the female target market because it's very challenging in the golf industry for females.
Shocking.
So I've wanted to create a place
Yeah.
for females to
Yeah.
come in, and so far it's been fun with it because the Ridgefields golf pro that we have out because we're located inside Ridgefield's country club, and
Okay.
their pro is a female, and she comes in and she uses our space all the time. And Dad did a phenomenal job with collabing with a bunch of people and bringing everyone in with connections and everything.
Mm.
And the PGA Pro is one of them. We've also had his name, Connor James Golf. He does ball markers and custom head covers. Dad brought that in. And then Fairway Golf, he used like them as well for all of their head covers. And he wanted to really curate and tie in all of that. And I'm hoping to continue with all these different things that I have planned for events and stuff to bring them back in because I've really wanted to, like, yes, he's gone, but I want this business to scream Kelly the whole entire.
Hmm. Well, it sounds like it does. I am in awe of how you stepped into his dream and his vision and just like have kept it. Like I can feel how alive and vibrant and special it is to you. And I just imagine him being so, so proud of you. It's incredible. You started touching on a question I had, like, do you have any goals or dreams or hopes for the lab in the future years, or are you just kind of letting it unroll and unfold?
Kind of a little bit of both.
Hmm.
I want to make the lab not event focused, not because like how Top Golf type thing is more like event focused. I want to, it's like a little bit of that with
Hmm.
the community aspect. Like, I want this to become a place to where um, everybody comes for league nights or
Yeah.
ladies' night or that type deal. And I want to see how big I can make it to where we expand to have another simulator in Johnson City because we've
Mm,
had a lot of people come because Johnson City is maybe like depending on where you come from in Johnson City, maybe 15 minutes.
mm-hmm.
It's not that bad of a drive, but I would love to be able to get on that location because there's a lot of college, it's a college town. So
Yeah,
getting
yeah.
all those guys in with it.
I love
And
that. You're totally going to make it happen. I feel it. That's amazing. What do you for anyone who's watching who's like new to this world, like me? Um, what do you think it's like for people who come into the business, who use the lab? Like how does it affect them to be in the space and to play their game and to try new things and like what's it like to go and then to leave again? Like who are the people who are like what's it like when for them? What's the transformation that's happening for people?
it's more scary to, oh, I got this, to, oh, I'm coming back, of emotions that way because say you go out on a golf range and you just hit balls.
Yeah.
The how we have everything laid out, it's always a flat mat. So how the ground is, it's a lot different. It's very much a mental thing, but once you
Mm.
have, I always say, if you give me 5 hits, I can tell you everything you're doing wrong, everything you're doing right, and how to fix it.
Ah.
So it takes you about 5 hits with
Yeah.
each club to get out of that mental headspace. But
Ah.
it's really cool to feel what you're doing because like a lot of times when you're on the driving range, you could hit a phenomenal ball that goes exactly the way you want, and then the
Yeah.
next ones are weird. And it's hard to tell exactly like where you went wrong, how in your form, what's going on. And it's insane how that much of a difference your foot can make in a good or a bad swing.
Wow.
So with everything in the lab, you can see that and it boosts your confidence from when you first
Yeah.
walk in to when you first walk out.
Oh, I love that. I just love to like 5 hits to see what like I don't know, that's just like gonna stick with me. Like 5 hits and Maddie's watching you change. That's amazing. Yeah, I one thing I've been intrigued about since I have joined Green Pro and just paid more attention to golf
Mhm.
is like there's a definite spirit of the game and like I there's a lot that you spoke to the mental challenge of the game and I never really thought too much about what an internal game it is, right? In
Mhm.
addition to the equipment and the space and the people and such. And it's really, really fun to watch. I bet you've made a lot of incredible connections in the lab.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's definitely got me outside of my comfort zone because I've always joked with my mom and close friends, give me a computer, give me some sort of marketing book, and I can whip out presentations, just put me in my room, and it's great. And it's done.
Yeah.
And I also like to go out and socialize, but it's been a nice transition with my career of going from creating everything on my own to, oh, other people know what I'm talking about and they want to do more. And I'm like,
Yeah.
yes. So
Yeah.
it's helped a lot of my confidence because like that's the weird thing about golf because like it is such a mental frying at points,
Yeah.
but training and going and doing and then finally reaching all of your goals. Oh, that feels so good.
That's amazing. I love that so much. Do you have any? I thought of this question earlier when you were talking. So I'm gonna kind of double it up. Like, do you have any favorite courses to play? And then on the other hand, like, do you have any favorite equipment to use or like things in the lab, products that you love or companies that you love? I'm just curious.
Yeah, so I really love Ridgefields because we are the only simulator that has that and it's
Mm-hmm.
super fun to play it. Um and then Augusta, when I'm feeling good, I'll try to like hit it. Pinehurst's the one I played number 2 recently and that one was really fun.
Nice.
But as far as equipment, right now I absolutely adore my driver. I'm not a fan of my irons right now because it's just that's just the name of the game. One day they're great, one day they're not.
Yeah.
And then we use a product called the Arrow Whip, and it helps with rotation and core
Huh.
strength to help with driving and everything. So my warm-up routine is I'll get my shoes on, I'll get my glove on, all my balls out, everything, and then before I even start hitting, I'll start swinging the arrow swing, and it's great. And then I love me loft wedges. I've actually, so it's funny because my brother, he also plays, but he's left-handed. So he can't use dad's clubs. And dad, oh my goodness, as I said before, he was a golf addict.
Yeah.
This man, so many clubs just sitting around because he would find a club he liked and then something went wrong with it. So then he would just put it to the side and then go buy another one. And I'm like, what? So I have acquired a lot of his clubs. So it's been fun. I really like his loft wedges, and I want to say they're Titleist. I can't remember off the top of my
Yeah.
head. But I have a Callaway driver that I found of his. Oh, so good. My favorite
Love
right now.
it. What would you say to anyone who is thinking about opening a simulator or installing or just like curious and it's like that doesn't exist in my community? Like you've learned so much from watching Kelly and from watching your dad and from doing this yourself. Like what would you say to somebody who's like on the fence about making it happen?
Be patient. It's a learning curve.
Yeah, yeah.
I would definitely recommend opening one of these and go in it with friends that you trust
Mm,
financially
mm-hmm.
because it is a lot more fun because dad he went into business with two partners,
Yeah.
Preston Salyers and Chase Vickers.
Mm-hmm.
He had so much fun setting everything up, and they just created that bond. And Chase, he's the one that does our books and everything, and I'll have a meeting with him at least once a month, and every time we meet, he'll tell me about all these core memories he had with dad, and it's all
Mm,
thanks to this business. So definitely go into it with at least one other person, so that way you're looking outside of just the simulator. Because once you get everything set up, oh, it's a blast. You can spend hours in there, and time literally flies. It's insane.
that's amazing. I love it so much. Is there anything I didn't ask you about or anything that you thought any stories you thought you might tell when you came on that you want to share before we wrap up?
Um, I don't know. Maybe. I mean, I guess some stories about dad that really like solidify like why this business is phenomenal in the way it is. He he really taught me so many different things like outside of golf, and that's partly why I love running this so much because
Mm,
we would go into the lab and we would spend hours just playing around or working on some form of what I needed to work on in my game. And I mean, yes, he would teach me like specifics of why you need to stand this way or why your hands need to be this way for this swing or whatever. But he would also just drop in little life hacks and
mm,
business hacks. And he was my mentor. And like I could not be more grateful for the mentor I had in him. But golf itself really is him.
mm,
And I really want to push that onto the lab image itself because, I mean, he spent hours in that place. I used to
mm.
joke and say, I'm going to get you a freaking mattress to put up in here because the men's locker room is behind the lab. And I was like, you got a shower, you got these little snacks that you sell, and you got a fridge. You just need a bed. Yeah, mom didn't like that. But I really I don't know what I would do without this business because I
Mm,
got to teach him my skills. He taught me his skills, and it was really just a phenomenal bonding time. And I try to recreate that for other people because I've had come in,
mm,
and that's like my big thing because like I want to create a space for people to come and make memories that will literally la last a lifetime.
mm. That's really beautiful. That's such sounds like such a special place. Now the Google map how far Tennessee is from Massachusetts. I'm like, where am I going that I can visit the swing lab? This is so great. I'm the person who's always thinking of one more question and one more question, but I promise this is gonna be my last question.
You were fine. Ask all the questions.
If he if you had heard him say, what I love about golf is, what would the word be? Or the
That's
end of a sentence.
that's a good question. Probably the ever evolving of man.
Mm,
You're always evolving, you're always learning more about yourself, whether it's
yeah.
how you handle the game or how you change a swing or how you act because let me tell you, you'll have phenomenal hits. And then when you start having those bad hits, you're like, what is going on? And you get so mad because you're like, I can do this better. So it's, I think he would say it's all about how you go about it and
Yeah.
improve and try to better yourself.
All right. And last one for you, Maddie. I'm so grateful for the swing lab because
It's made me a better person.
mm, amazing. Is there a place that people can learn more or see more about the business?
Yes. So we have, of course, our
I've
website.
seen you on Instagram for sure.
Yes. So Instagram is our main one. Facebook, I'm slowly starting to add videos and everything.
Yeah.
With my background, when I think of marketing or working on products or anything, Instagram, then TikTok.
Yeah.
Um, TikTok's been kind of hard for me because for my thesis and my master's program, we had to create some sort of why does marketing help? And then we came up with it. And I did why TikTok is super duper helpful and can help grow small businesses. And I did Swing Lab
Yeah.
and I taught dad how to do TikToks and everything. And he did all these different things. And it's
Amazing.
just been challenging for me to jump back on it because of him, but I will be doing
Yeah.
that soon. But yeah, Instagram, Facebook, and TikTok and our website are the main ones.
Amazing. And remind me again, is it Swing Lab Sim? Is there like an underscore somewhere or something? Or am I making that up?
Honestly,
See,
I
neither
believe
of
it's
us.
just Swing Lab Sim,
Like
I
I
think
should have
it's
written
called.
that down. We will certainly link to it if you don't find it quickly.
Yeah, no, it's just Swing Lab Sim all
Sim.
together, all
Awesome.
lowercase.
Okay, amazing. I couldn't remember if there was an underscore somewhere. Have an amazing day. I'm so glad I got to meet you and learn more about your dad and your business. And I think you can be a great inspiration for other people opening their businesses. So,
No, it was so good to meet you, and I'm so glad we got to do this.
perfect. All right, until the next time.